Now it's 4 minutes. The Ticats with the football at midfield. First down, Siobhan Walker has 4 to the 50-yard line.
Well, that's what I mean about Ken Austin's game plan. That doesn't have to deviate, even though the game's a lot tighter now than it was a drive ago. Because his offensive line has done a nice job of reestablishing that line of scrimmage. Moving it. Creating some pockets and some holes for Siobhan Walker or C.J. Gable.
Eskimos are 0-4 when allowing 100 yards plus rushing this year. They were 3 of 11 last year. The Ticats run over that again tonight. Walker breaks the tackle, has a first down. And he's inside the 35, or steps out right at the 35-yard line.
I believe it was
the game clicks again.
Sorry, Chris. I believe it was the Maso Munoz that's going to come off the edge in a blitz, and this is almost a run blitz too. So if Hamilton decides to run the ball like they do, you should have all the gaps closed if you're the Edmonton Eskimo defense. And they had that outside gap closed by Damaso Munoz, who just missed the tackle. Walker ran through the arm tackle.
Big upgrade on the ground. Play action fake. Burst to the wide side. Jaguar's open. And another first down catch for Sam Jaguar. Bumped out by Rabakamba.
Well, I'm not a math major, not close, but that's a long throw from that hash mark. Burst on the fake. Turns around, has the great fundamentals, has a bit of a wobble to it, almost forced it out there, and with a flick of the wrist, that's about a 45-yard throw if you take in the angle and the degrees and the wide throw and the sideline. It's a long throw, let's put it that way.
The Beaver comes back in. They'll dump it off the Gable. Brought down, good tackle, Damaso Munoz.
He was upset, I'm sure, talking to himself after missing Siobhan Walker and allowing Hamilton to continue the drive. This time Munoz, he's got Gable out of the backfield in coverage as he drops. So now it's one-on-one in the open field, and that's why he's moved into second place coming into this game. Missed one, came back, got the next one.
Overshadowed last year by J.C. Sherritt, defensive player of the year. Boris checks back in from the Beaver. Here comes the rush. Boris stands in, end zone toss, touchdown. Ellingson's got another. Henry Burris to Greg Ellingson.
Makes the play, Chris, because he steps up in the pocket and allows his help to push Marcus Howard past, or excuse me, Odell Willis past him. Steps up, buys that extra second. And there's again Greg Ellingson working into an open area.
2 touchdowns, both 17 yards in length for Greg Ellingson. And it's a 2-score lead for the Ticats once again. CFL on TSN is brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
Nice route running from Ellingson. Sometimes when you're not against a man defense, you still have to run your moves like you would against man defense because it can influence his own player.
We had the pillow and the shovel. I didn't see any celebration on that. It's getting old hat, I guess.
I guess so.
Hugh Charles. And a flip the field. And out beyond the 40-yard line before he's dragged down.
I'll show you what I mean about running your route for young receivers, even if you're not going to run against man-to-man defense. Ellingson's going to come up the field here now. Hold it here. Watch how there's the zone play here by Chris Thompson. If he doesn't make this little move here, Thompson does is open up his hips to get that deep outside, thinking he's running the corner. He curls down and is open for Henry Burris. Keep running your routes. Make those moves, even if you're facing zone.
Back into the hands of Riley. He hands it off to Charles. Not much on the first down run.
Now, Odell Willis had a shot at Henry Burris on that touchdown throw. But Brian Simmons, watch how he doesn't give up on the play. Odell Willis comes quick off the edge. He gives him a shove. Now, Willis has him, but that second effort just pushed him by Henry Burris. He stepped up nicely. Ellingson is open at the other end.
Mike Riley looking at 2nd and 8. Charles stays in the block. Riley's throw, and Puhorn can't one-hand it. Arthur Hobbs back into the game on the corner in coverage. 2 and out for the Eskimos. 4th 2 and out of the game for Edmonton.
But that's the timing of the 2 and out is almost as important as the 2 and out. And after a score, you want to come back with a response. Even if it's a couple of first downs, give your defense a rest.
Job. Jones at his 16. Got something. Good return for Jones. Beyond the 30-yard line. Henry Burris is hooked up with Greg Ellingson for a couple of touchdown passes tonight. From Sherbrooke, Quebec, 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific on TSN. Military night here in Edmonton. How about the Royal Canadian Artillery Band?
Yeah, they were great.
They were rocking at halftime. Henry Burris throws that swing, and that's a dangerous pass on Ray Jones. Brings it down, has 2 or 3 yards.
It was because it was a lateral.
Yeah.
And if Ray Jones doesn't make a difficult catch there, that's a fumble and a live ball.
Got Jones back last week, Dave Scala, and suddenly Henry Burris has a lot more veteran receivers at his disposal. And when Cantu's coming back, it's a formidable offensive attack. And Bakari Grant has raised his game this season, hasn't he? Another first down catch.
You know, it really will. I mean, you think about that for a second. Bakari Grant who has taken a big step this year. I mean, this guy's on pace for over 1,200 yards, and he keeps playing the way he's playing. He's going to take that next step into the top 10 receiver category. Ellingson, as a first-year guy, doing such a good job finding his way quickly. You add Fantus to the mix, Andre Jones, that's a good-looking receiving core all of a sudden.
First down, the handoff to Walker. Munoz with the tackle at the 52-yard line.
Now they're patching together their offensive line as well, but we've seen Joel Figueroa play well at right tackle. Tim O'Neill, who Henry Burris is very familiar with from their days in Calgary together, moves in for Marwin Hayes, but they'll get him back.
The lumberjack.
Yeah, he called him Figueroa. He said he's got those lumberjack hands. He's out there chopping down defensive linemen.
Eskimo fans want to stop right here. Second down, the handoff inside, and Keeble will be stopped short at about midfield. He had to get to the Edmonton 52-yard line, so in Austin will have to send the punt team on.
That's a crucial stop for the Edmonton defense at this point in the game.
Ticats, a 6-game losing streak at Commonwealth Stadium. They haven't won here since 2006. 1 win in their last 10 against Edmonton overall. But own a 12-point lead here midway through the 4th. Working the clock down. Long snapper Kevin Scott. Bartel's boot. And Coke will field it inside the 5. Up the sidelines for a few extra yards. Hugh Charles has a touchdown in this game. He and the Eskimo offense to work when we return.
In traffic on that Hamilton defense tonight.
Number 5, wide side halfback. Right side to Kerry Koch and Arthur Hobbs on the stop. Jamal Johnson there as well.
Well, we were in the break. D-Webb pulled all the defenders for Hamilton into the huddle. He got them fired up. He just said, let's go, guys. This is the time where you learn how to win. The veteran in the secondary, 4 years in the CFL, 3 with the Hamilton Ticats, jumping up and down, getting those guys loose, getting them ready to go. He's been doing that all game long.
4-year vet out of Florida. 2nd and 4. Riley underneath. Koch the crosser. And Kerry Koch's got a first down. And the first corner tackle at the end of the play on Delvin Breaux. And for Breaux, one of the leading men in terms of taking penalties.
Unnecessary roughness, horse collar tackle. Hamilton number 27, 15 yards penalty enforced from the end of the play. First down.
6th penalty against Breaux on the season, now up to 83 yards.
Well, you could take this one and make it an example of the horse collar penalty. Right in the middle of the shoulder pads in the back. Pulls Kerry Koch backwards. Tack on the yardage.
Enhancing the field position up to the 44. Sidelines, they work against Breaux, and Kerry Koch's got another catch. 4 different receiver positions.
Yeah.
You mentioned that at the top of the show for Kerry Koch, the most versatile of the Eskimo receivers.
Yeah, and I like what they've done here. They've moved him for the most part. Now they'll move around a little bit, but for the most part, they're going to work him with Fred Stamps. I think it's a good idea. Work off each other, combination routes. They're on the wide side together now.
8 catches, 94 for Koch. A little pump fake, and now going to Koch deep. What a catch! Sensational grab by Koch. He's out at the 27.
That's a beauty. Over the shoulder with coverage all over him. Mike Riley puts it up and outside. Working in tandem with Fred Stamps to the wide side of the field, gives a little pump fake and then up over the top. That's a great catch and concentration, keep his feet in bounds.
So Mike Riley told us yesterday, Koch sneaky fast and is a vertical threat, and he stretches the field for 35 there. The Eskimos need a touchdown. Riley's got Stamps open. Down at the 7-yard line, Hobbs the tackle. But the Eskimos aren't done.
Riley is going to throw Fred Stamps open here because Stamps is doing like this, but Riley's going to throw him back inside here because he sees where the coverage is and Stamps can't. Watch Stamps go outside here. Now Riley will throw him back inside, bring him back towards those numbers because he saw where the coverage was.
Calvin McCarty checks in. It's 1st and goal, Edmonton. Down at the 7. Takes a look into the end zone. Marcus Henry, highlight reel catch for a touchdown.
Sports Center grabbed this one.
And Mike Riley said Marcus Henry's a beast in beast mode here.
Sometimes pictures speak louder than words.
That's as good as we've seen this year. First touchdown of the year for the big target, Marcus Henry. And it's now a 5-point lead once again. Now there was urgency on both sides, and we're getting it in this 4th quarter.
Marcus Henry got the ball inside the 10 with a big catch last week. Makes another one there. And as pumped up as D. Webb got this defense, took a horse collar penalty, kept the drive, gave Edmonton a little momentum, but a couple of big catches. Kerry Cope, Fred Stamps, Marcus Henry, and Mike Riley celebrating with his teammates. It's a one-possession game.
Those really were two clutch catches, though. First Cope and then Henry. 6 plays, 96 yards, the touchdown drive for the Eskimos to keep them alive here.
Now,
We're not done, baby.
Edmonton can't be done if they want to win this one. And what does Henry Burris have?
Ron Walker from his 10. And he'll be brought down short at the 30-yard line. Corbin Sharoon on the tackle. Remarkably, in 20 games this year, we have not had one decided by 4 points or less. Good-looking numbers for Henry Burris tonight. We've got a 5-point game here. Are we going to have one of those photo finishes tonight?
Completing over 80% of his passes and closing in again on 300. Henry Burris averaging over 300 yards a game this season.
To get beyond the 35-yard line.
Oh, man, Odell Willis is picking up gear right now. That you can't coach. That was just... Odell Willis said, I know I had him. Like, I had him. What happened? Stepped up in the hole, took on the block. Watch 41, step in there, throws his block away. He's got, whoa!
Olay. Big one to the 40.
Got it on his own. C.J. Gable may be taking a big step in this game, win or lose, for Hamilton. That was a nice move on Odell Willis on first down. He got first contact above the line of scrimmage on this second down play, but picks up the necessary yardage on his own. I think we're seeing a breakout game for C.J. Gable.
10 carries, 52 yards so far tonight. And number 32. Burris taking a shot. Grant. And a flag flies. Chris Rabacumba will draw the pass interference penalty.
See Bakari Grant's jersey, as right now Andrea Jones is trying to fix and does. That's a giveaway.
Pass interference. Edmonton number 15. Automatic first down.
There's Rabacumba right there now. Take a look when he picks up coverage here. He's playing a cushion technique on the break. Grabs the jersey and just hangs on just a little too long. Another step. If he lets go a step earlier, he's okay.
Big defensive tackle drops Walker for a loss. Andre Bruce signals the 3-minute warning. We're in for a terrific finish at Commonwealth tonight. Tim and Hamilton will be on the bye after this game. Take down. 2nd and 13. Zaguerre's got it. Clutch catch for Zaguerre. Henry Burris stays cool.
Stays cool even though he feels pressure coming. Eric Samuels coming from the outside linebacker spot. He's got pressure and a stunt from J.C. Sherritt. And Zaguerre is just going to work that layer. And watch how Henry Burris drops this over his shoulder with a safety. Donovan Alexander high, puts it right in between them.
25-yard catch. Jaguar. And a first down to the 20. Back into the hands of Gable, and nothing doing that time.
Chris, coming into this game, Hamilton Tiger Cats were calling 83% passing plays in their offense. Right now, that breakdown is 52% run tonight, 48% pass. So, very different play calling from Kent Austin, Tommy Condell here tonight that we've seen this year.
Converted on the last second down play, and looking at second and long once again. Pressure on, Burris looks into the corner for Perry Grant. Incomplete.
Field goal is important here too for Hamilton. It would force Edmonton obviously for the major and then the 2-point conference. So Burris plays it smart here. This is the veteran in his 100.